January 11th is National Human Trafficking Awareness Day. It's a good thing, too, because, like me, many people are unaware that human trafficking is a real problem, even here in Pittsburgh. Human trafficking brings in an estimated $150 billion annually, and it's the fastest growing criminal enterprise in the world. Many of the victims are children. Even more upsetting, America represents a major portion of the demand for child sex slaves. Steelers coach Mike Tomlin got a first-hand look at the problem when he traveled to Haiti last summer. Since then, he and his wife, Kiya, are passionate about rescuing helpless victims through an organization called Operation Underground Railroad, or O.U.R. mission. Kiya joins us today to tell us about the mission and how we can help. It's staggering, Kiya, to see some of the statistics from this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's just, when you start to read some of these statistics, 300,000 children in the U.S. Possibly at risk of sexual exploitation.
Right, and over 2 million children globally currently enslaved in child sex trafficking.
So I was watching a piece that ESPN did about this when your husband was really starting to get involved in this, and you too as well. Tim Ballard is the one who founded O.U.R, and he said, how can this not be a headline every day until it's fixed?
It's a tough topic to talk about. It makes people uncomfortable.
Right.
It's painful. I think it's really just easier to look the other way for a lot of people.
And your husband said that you two are really committed to helping children in various ways, locally, through sports and other programs. But when he heard about this, when you two heard about this, he said, how can you not be affected by this program? How can you not get involved to help this?
Right. There's no division. There's no, in today's climate, there's no red or blue or Republican or Democrat or it's just, we're saving children. Children.
That's what you're doing, yeah. So tell me about how you guys came to be involved or find out about O.U.R.
So through the Steelers, who take pride in honoring their vets, Mike's always in contact with veterans, and just in talks and communications, this came up, and he just thought it was an amazing mission that they were doing.
And getting out there. And I know it's not just about rescuing these children from the sex trafficking, but it's also providing them support afterwards. That's where a lot of the funding comes in. It's not just about the arrest and getting them out, but they need real support after.
Right. O.U.R's aftercare program really is a collaboration. The vets assess and work together with different organizations and child care centers and aftercare centers around the globe, and the goal is to provide hope and love to these kids. And the things that they offer are in these services are education, mental health therapy, vocational training, and recreational activities.
I know in rescuing the kids, this is very specialized training that needs to take place. So you and your husband have not taken place in any of the rescue missions. But how do they go about tracking down these kids?
Well, what O.U.R, when Tim founded it, the whole goal of it was sole purpose of rescuing children, and so he gathered the leading experts in identification and extraction services. So it's their jump team consists of ex-CIA, Navy SEALs, special operatives. They always work in conjunction with local law enforcement, and they go in and do these undercover missions. And Tim actually has a book that he's written that really chronicles in a lot more detail how that happens, called Slave Stealer. It's really in depth to give more information on that.
So I think this is one of those things too, and it took me by surprise, like I told you when I started to read some of the statistics. This is something that happens somewhere else. This doesn't happen in our backyard. This doesn't happen here, but it does.
Yes, it does happen here, and not only is it happening here, we're leading the demand for it.
It's just incredible. And when we hear it's the leading moneymaker in criminal enterprises. I mean, billions.
Fastest growing, yes.
Unbelievable. So you're trying to do your part, and we know that you design clothing. And so one of the things that you wanted to do in order to bring awareness and to bring more funding to this issue was the shirt that you're wearing. And tell us about it.
So I designed this shirt to be a conversation starter, because it is a tough topic to talk about.
It is,
and
yeah.
Aside from walking around with, free the children on it, this shirt is meant to have people ask you, what does the number mean? And then that's the opening to be able to tell them that this number, and we print these in small runs, so as the number changes, this number represents the number of children that O.U.R. has rescued since their founding in 2013. And we're really excited that 100% of the proceeds for the purchase of this shirt go to O.U.R. and their rescue missions and aftercare services. And we hope to be able to watch the number grow quickly.
Well, I was going to ask you too about that because you are involved so directly with the printing of these shirts. Does that mean something to you to see that number go up, to know that it's not just a number, these are real children that are being saved?
Yes, we are excited about printing new runs because that means the number is changing. This is our set. We just started the T-shirt in November, the end of November, and this is the second run that we've done, and we're going to need to do another run too.
Well, and how much are the T-shirts?
The T-shirts are $55.
$55.
And, yes.
And where can people purchase them?
They can be purchased on my website, kiyatomlin.us, and in our store in Pittsburgh.
And again, I like the simplicity of it because I do think that somebody's going to say, what does that mean? And that's where you can do your own research, really support the cause, and get the funding to this organization.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Kiya, for coming on today and telling us a little bit more. I really was just floored when I was reading some of these stats. So thanks for your involvement in the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And you can learn more about the Operation Underground Railroad mission and Kiya's T-shirts designed to support the cause and get people talking about the program. We should be talking about this. It's online, and we posted the links for you at kdka.com/PTL.